Hello there everybody, welcome back to another episode of Try New Things. Glad you took a few minutes to join me. Today I'm going to talk about the evolution of our garden fence. So in my very first year we had the little garden and we planted some corn. And the corn was doing wonderful, it was looking lovely. I'd go out and check it and it looked fantastic. And seemingly over the course of one or two nights, some raccoons came by and ravaged the entire little crop of corn we had, and they left me with 3 ears of corn. So the following year, what I did is I installed a wire electric fence. And that wire electric fence worked well. It did take a little bit of work to get it set up, and it was a little bit of work to tear it down, and I didn't use the braided wire, I used the steel wire, and that stuff just kinked up on me like crazy. Cheap stuff, it's easy to get some more. But last year what I did is I upgraded to the electric poultry netting. Now that did a great job. Now again, we just had the small garden down here with corn and some squash, I think is what we had in there. But this year we've added the raised garden bed area and the large new garden on the top of the hill. And we're going to be planting a variety of tasty, juicy vegetables. And I know we have deer here. I see them on the security cameras all the time. They tore up a couple of my trees with their antlers. And I know they're going to want to get in here. So this year, in addition to the electric poultry net, which is there for the possums and the raccoons, I put a 7-foot mesh fence all the way around. Now it's a little hard to see, actually it's extremely hard to see. So in addition to that, I added some white survey tape, which serves another benefit actually. In almost the slightest breeze it'll flicker, and I think that may help as well. So now I've got the electric poultry net, I've got the 7-foot mesh net, and I got a nice bright string running all the way across the top of that. And then intermediately, I've got the survey tape, which flutters in the wind. So hopefully that's going to keep the deer out, the raccoons out, the possums out. The only thing I'll have to worry about, hopefully, is the birds. But as it turns out, it's not a perfect system. I'm having an issue with my electric poultry net. Now I'm running on solar. And this is the solar box that came with my poultry net. This is the one I had when I had the just the strands of wire. They both seem to be working, but every time I connect it to the fence, it grounds out or shorts out. So if I take it off and turn it on, probably won't see it, but the light is blinking. So that tells me it works. But then I attach it and it stops working. So it is grounding out somewhere, and I think I know where. So we're going to troubleshoot this today and hopefully get this working again. I'll probably switch back to the blue one because it's got a nice light in the back. That's a clear indication whether the fence is working right or not. It's a little easier to see than that little orange light, which if there's any sun at all, you really can't see it. So the issue with these poultry nets is the black line that runs across the bottom is not electrified, but all the blue lines are. So if your weeds are too tall, you may ground out. Now, it's early in the season, I don't have any weeds yet, so I must have another issue. And I am using a lot of steel posts, and I need to make sure that they're not touching any of those, which I have done, and they're not, which leads me to one more conclusion. Let me walk around to the back of the garden and show you what I hope is the problem, because if it is, we can solve it. So here we are on the back side of the garden, and you may be able to see the issue already. Kind of cresting a hill, a slight hill, although it's all uphill. But as I do so, my poultry net is lying on the ground. And because it's lying on the ground, those blue lines, I think, are grounding out. So I stopped at Tractor Supply and I picked up some plastic electric fence posts. I had a couple left over from when I did the original. So this purple post. And what I'm going to do is go around and put them in between, lift the blue wire up off the ground, and hopefully that'll resolve my issue. So we're going to try that and see if that works. So here we are at the top of the garden. And you can see every other post on that poultry net is purple. That's because I have already come through and addressed this side, but I ran out of posts. So here's my box. Hopefully I picked up enough. We're going to walk around and put these in between along the back. And then when we get back to the front, where the tractor is, we'll see if we fix the issue. Well, I'm very pleased to report that that seems to have done the trick. So my fence was shorting out or grounding out where it was laying on the ground too much. Going around with those purple posts and getting it slightly off the ground so just the bottom wire was touching was exactly what I needed. Now, I didn't go grab my little meter to see if the fence was working or not. I just held on to it until I was shocked, and I know it's working just fine. Anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed this quick episode of Try New Things. Again, it's just the adventures here on the farm. If you got any questions or comments, leave them below. If you're about to start building your own critter fence, hopefully you got a little bit of inspiration out of this, or at least figured out what you don't want to do. And until next time, bye-bye.